Hello Flickering Myth family and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ and we have a new review today. In this video, we're going to be discussing Teen Wolf the movie. Paramount Plus has a spin-off movie of the hit television series and we have all the juicy details right here. There's going to be a bit of an asterisk to my review. I was not originally a big fan of the Teen Wolf series. Not that I hated it, but I just wasn't too familiar with it. I knew about it. I had a mother who was actually very much into it. I should have been the key demographic for it, but it worked for my mom. There's nothing against the series. So when I walked into this, I was a bit hesitant because I knew how it ended. I knew some of the major talking points, but I wasn't really personally invested. And a film like this, a reunion, a kind of a special that this has, this is not necessarily for a audience member like me. So there's a bit of a asterisk, like I said. But on one hand, I do think the movie worked in the fan service department. I do think it had some good scares. I liked some of the action scenes. But on the other hand, it felt painfully like a TV movie. Actually, it just felt like an episode of TV that they had stretched out for longer than it needed to be. There's some major issues here that kind of kept it from being a overall great experience, but there's definitely qualities I can appreciate. I was actually really happy to see the acting improved. I really thought Tyler Posey brought a lot more to Scott this time than I've seen in any other entry from any other Teen Wolf or any other Tyler Posey thing I've ever seen. So there's quite a few elements that worked. I think Jeff Davis really had a lot going trying to bring Teen Wolf back. He said he wanted this to feel like the seventh season of it, and there's part of me that loves that he didn't stretch this out to an 8-episode miniseries like so many people have been doing, and it doesn't need to be. I'm looking at you, Obi-Wan. So I'm glad that this was a movie format. I just think this felt too much like a television show and not enough like a cinematic experience. In the timeline of the show, it's been about 15 years since the final events of Teen Wolf Season 6. So our characters are in a much different spot. Derek has a child who's almost grown. Scott is trying to live his life as this weird dude who talks to animals, specifically wolves, or dogs. I was just like, what is this scene when we're meeting Scott again? But yeah, all of our characters are in different spots. But when some evil force brings them all back together, they must come together. And they are not ready for what happens when Allison comes back. A character who died in season 3 of the show is back, and she has a lot going on with her. I don't want to spoil anything, especially for those diehard fans. But yes, this return shakes them all up. This is definitely a evil force that they're not ready for. A return that none of them are really emotionally prepared for. And they go through it. And I actually really liked the story of this. I thought it was pretty easy to follow as someone who is a bit of a newcomer, someone who doesn't have those major attachments. I was able to kind of get the basic narrative, which is a round of applause, because I thought this was going to feel like 3 hours of inside references and I was going to know nothing. And I actually like that they tried to. There's moments where I was like, ooh, I love that I got these character moments where like Jackson and Scott saw each other and they instantly started bickering. I'm like, oh, I get their character dynamics. That's what helps when these actors are coming together like a family. There really feels like they're bonding. It feels like these actors really grew with each other, and coming together like this was a joy. I liked seeing a lot of them come back, though Dylan O'Brien seemed to not return. Wow. Tyler Hoechlin was top billed, and he's Superman on another show. All right then, but yes, I like Tyler Hoechlin, like Tyler Posey. I liked seeing these actors really get the chance to play characters that were grown in a different way. Lydia is a fan favorite, and she really got to grow a lot too. But I really liked what they did with Allison here. I thought she had a lot going for her. The way her character has to feel so different compared to where she is, but it's familiar to fans, and then she has to grow throughout this special. The Allison character, a comeback that I thought was going to kind of feel like it took away from an emotional moment, it actually had its weight here and actually had its part. I like a lot of these story elements. I just wish the movie itself was a bit stronger. It's fair to say Teen Wolf the movie is more of Teen Wolf Season 7 forced into a hour and a half, almost 2 hour runtime. Yeah, this definitely felt too much like a television show for me. There was almost moments where I felt like, and this is where we cut for the ad break, and I'm like, just formatting. It definitely feels like the creators. I mean, this goes back to Jeff, who is the creator of it, to the director. I believe his name is Russell something. He's been a longtime director of the series. He feels like a longtime television director moving to a movie. This didn't feel like an event film. It felt like, well, this is a really fun reunion special and let's kind of get it over with and get it in and out. And I meant that more on the filmmaking department. A lot of the stunts, I wanted to be more engaged by the actual quality of the filmmaking. The writing was fine. I was actually surprised that the writing wasn't the issue. But man, that Teen Wolf cinematography, all of those night scenes, and it just feels like they're trying to hide effects, or why are we still filming in the lowest of like aperture with the foggiest of setting, and I can't see a damn thing. It's giving me that one episode of Game of Thrones, but almost a whole movie. So those are the little elements here. I thought the villain, while interesting, looked cheap, looked like a TV villain, very Buffy season 3 kind of baddie. Those are just the cheaper qualities that I can't really ignore here. I'm not trying to shade this, but on a Paramount Plus with the Teen Wolf franchise, I just expected this to feel more elevated. I actually really liked Wolfpack, which came out with this show the same night, which is a bit of a spin-off. It's not directly related, so they're in the family. I actually liked Wolfpack a lot. One, because it's a TV series, and it felt like a TV series. You can actually find my review for that over on my personal channel. I liked Wolfpack, and I thought I was going to like Teen Wolf a bit more. I saw Wolfpack before I saw the Teen Wolf movie, and it was okay. All credit to the actors, all happy that everyone got to come back together. I just wish the movie had a bit more of a satisfying vibe to it. Alright everyone, that is it for my review of Teen Wolf the movie. I would actually be happy to see these people come back and play these characters more, kind of bring this back. There was a nostalgia vibe to it. There was a family bond you can feel from the actors on screen, and I actually got to interview a couple of them, and they were very, very sweet as well, and you can definitely tell there's a good dynamic with all of these players here. For the fans, I hope you do enjoy it. While I had some issues on the filmmaking department, I can see the nostalgia, I can see the fan service, I can see the actual decent storytelling here that helped elevate this from just something not that great to something pretty okay. I hope you guys enjoyed my review, and I hope you all enjoyed Teen Wolf the movie. Share your feelings down in the comments below. Subscribe to Flickering Myth because we make videos like this every single week, and give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Alright everyone, let's talk about Teen Wolf the movie down below.